It must be every pop star's worst nightmare. You're in the limelight, belting out a number, when someone suddenly rushes at you on stage. That's exactly what happened to legendary chanteuse Celine Dion during one of her sellout shows in Las Vegas. As the pop icon was in the middle of her performance, a devotee took center stage without warning. Shocking moment. The fan, who'd clearly enjoyed a few too many drinks at the Caesar's Palace bar, leapt up and got close to the star. After throwing her arms around Dion, the woman proceeded to rub up against the singer, even grabbing the microphone from her. But what the hitmaker did next astonished the crowd. Legend. You'd never have expected Dion to react the way she did. After all, the My Heart Will Go On singer's a legend. Her Celine residency at the Caesar's Palace Coliseum was so popular that it ran for an astounding 8 years, during which she performed over 1,000 shows to in excess of 2 million adoring fans. Top grossing show. The residency was one of the highest grossing in Las Vegas history, taking in over $100 million in the first 2 years alone. That's a figure rivaled only by Elvis Presley. Wow. All of which follows a long and glittering career, of course, one that's seen Dion rank among the biggest-selling singers in history. Power ballad queen. The French-Canadian songstress has multiple awards under her belt, including 5 Grammys, and has racked up global sales of over 200 million. Jeepers. Dion's also the undisputed queen of the power ballad, with chart toppers such as The Power of Love, Think Twice, and Because You Loved Me among her lung-busting repertoire. That song. Who hasn't come over all teary-eyed while listening to Dion's chart topper My Heart Will Go On? The singer's signature track was of course the theme for James Cameron's 1997 epic, Titanic. And while the movie became one of the highest grossing ever, Dion's song made history, too, as it now ranks among the most successful singles ever. Adoring fans. So it's fair to say that she's a big star. Little wonder, then, that her legions of fans lose their minds in her presence, or at the prospect of meeting her. After all, the incident at the Divas Vegas show was far from the only time that a Dion devotee has gotten a bit too enthusiastic in expressing their adoration for her. Name changer. A fan's story went viral after he explained on Facebook how he'd legally changed his name to Celine Dion while under the influence. On Christmas Eve 2020, a Brit named, at the time, Thomas Dodd, and a friend decided to celebrate the holidays by sharing a large bottle of champagne. Dodd woke up on Christmas Day feeling fuzzy and without much recollection of the previous night. Indeed. It wasn't until a few days later, Dodd explained to British newspaper Metro that he realized he'd forgotten something pretty huge. The Dion fan recalled, "So when I first received 8 copies of a deed poll claiming that my name was no longer Thomas Dodd and was, in fact, the same as the My Heart Will Go On singer, I was more than a bit taken aback. Call me Celine Dion. I honestly thought it was a joke, until I checked my bank account," Dion continued. It showed clear as day what I'd got up to on Christmas Eve. So how did Celine Dion, to give the fan his legally correct moniker, come to rename himself after the superstar? And do so while the worse for wear? Huge fan. I've always been a huge fan of hers, Dion explained. A few years ago, I went to see her in Birmingham, where I splashed out on VIP tickets and caused a bit of a security alert when I threw my friend's bra on stage. I was just so excited. He added. Her music is also what has seen me through lockdown. Pretty funny. Dion added, watching her concerts has been my go-to activity when there's been nothing else to do. Maybe it's a bigger surprise this didn't happen sooner. So how did the fan feel after the realization of what he'd done sank in? I would say I got used to being Celine very quickly. I knew it was pretty funny, and I wanted to make others laugh, so I took to Facebook. Going viral. The post went viral, and soon the fan had reporters contacting him to ask about his story. It's still all a bit surreal, Dion told Metro. I woke up to paparazzi on my doorstep on New Year's Day. It's bizarre to have people recognize me now. Finding fame. I was on the escalator a few weeks ago and someone shouted Celine. Dion added. I turned around and waved back as if it was completely normal. And his fame hasn't ended there. He was invited onto the Ellen Show, where he was handed $10,000 towards the cost of training to be a paramedic. Giving something back. I decided to use the money I had already saved up to give back to the community instead, Dion explained. I put together 20 home learning packs to support children and young people through homeschooling, including books, stationery, and tablets preloaded with educational apps. Clearly, sharing a name with a superstar has its advantages. Downside. Life as Celine Dion has been great so far, Dion added. Of course, I worry about some of the downsides that may come from sharing a name with one of the world's most famous singers. I hurt my shoulder a few weeks ago, and I didn't want to go to hospital for fear they would think I'd hit my head. Team Celine. The Brit continued, but I have no desire to change it again. I'm 100% committed. That is, until I next have a bit too much to drink. Which just goes to show the kind of love that fans have for Dion, the original, that is. As well as her own Team Celine fan site, the star has almost 5 million followers on Instagram. Dream come true. Another Dion superfan, by the name of Brittany Hellmeister, had her dream come true when Oprah Winfrey gave the college student the chance to meet the singer. It was back in 2007 that Hellmeister, from the US, was invited on to Winfrey's TV show after being taken aback by a special video message from Dion. Surprise moment. In a preview to the encounter, the fan was filmed, unaware of what was about to happen, gathered with her college friends for a dorm movie night. Hellmeister's face was a picture as Dion suddenly popped up on the television screen, starting her video message with the greeting, "Hey students at North Georgia College. I'm looking for a very special girl." Big news. As Hellmeister's jaw dropped in amazement and excited screams erupted around her, Dion continued. "Hi Brittany," she said. "It's Celine Dion. I have big news for you. Pack your bags and I'll see you in Chicago, girl. Can't wait to meet you. See you." After blowing a kiss, the star's message ended, leaving Hellmeister and her friends to celebrate some more. Dream come true. The superfan then showed the camera crew her dorm room, which a pal had described as a shrine to the singer. Indeed, the room was bedecked with Dion posters and filled with merchandise. Hellmeister told the crew, "My heart's pounding, I'm so excited. It's the best night of my entire life, because this is what I'd dreamed of since forever." Elated. Cutting back to the TV show, Winfrey summoned Hellmeister from the studio audience, saying, "Brittany, come on up here. Come on up here, there's somebody you have to hug." As the auburn-haired fan rushed onto the stage and embraced her idol, Dion gave up her seat for Hellmeister and told her, "You are the hottest redhead ever. Very nice to meet you. You look so beautiful. Keep calm and carry on." For many top celebrities, a fan clinging to them and, dry humping them, would have been a cause for instant removal by security staff. But not for the Power of Love singer. Other than feigning shock when the intoxicated ladies started bumping and grinding against her, Dion remained calm and in control. And her words were even more surprising. Getting agitated. "Let me tell you something. I'm glad you came up on stage tonight," the singer said. "I'm glad you just wanted to come closer to me." As two burly bodyguards approached and the fan became visibly agitated, Dion kept her calm. Speaking to one of the guards, she added, "Okay, Olivier, you can leave her here with me, but stay with her because she'll need help. Get out." Dion's bodyguards returned to the stage and began attempting to remove the woman once more, but she was having none of it. Still patiently trying to keep the fan calm, the singer reassured her, "No, they just want to help you out." But sensing the woman's rising annoyance again, Dion pretended to shoo away the guards, playfully telling them to get out. "You're amazing." Even as the intoxicated fan finally allowed the men to support her off the stage, Dion kept up her calming address. "Be careful, don't hurt yourself." "So, she's good. She's good." With the woman finally gone, the superstar concluded the incredible exchange with a comical faux feint on the stage. A member of the crowd, meanwhile, could be heard shouting, "Celine, you're amazing." Crowd goes wild. Still, ever the professional, Dion chuckled as one of her staff returned to give her a helping hand. The crowd erupted into cheers and applause, while the star, ignoring her own part in resolving the tricky situation, gestured her gratitude and thanks towards the departing security guards.